So we told our Patreon listeners that you were coming in today.
Okay.
Because you are
This makes me really scared.
No, it's good. It's sort of having a little peek behind the curtain, I suppose. So you are the fit. You've made the name for yourself, and you've now gone on to have this amazing career in TV, but through a lot of reality telly.
Aye.
Now, I was a friend of mine called, his name's Johnny. He's just ended up working in sort of the finance sector and stuff. But for a long time, he wanted to be an actor, and he took a reality TV job on a show on E4 that I'm not sure anyone else in this room will have ever heard of, but you might know of it. It was called Party House. Do you ever remember that?
No, I don't remember Party House.
They did
Sounds like something I would like, though.
It
sounds like Pat Sharp presents it.
One else.
Party House.
Pat Sharp's Party House.
I met him in Magaluf once.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pat Sharp.
Was he sound?
Yeah, he was all right. He's chatting up some young birds.
Hello, Pat Sharp's wife.
Sorry.
It will be a fun house tonight.
This was years ago. I'm sure he wasn't married.
Well, obviously, reality TV to the viewer is always presented as this is exactly what happened here and then.
Yeah.
But we all know to an extent that there's a bit of nudging and pushing in certain directions.
Yeah.
One thing I found, so Johnny, my mate, Party House was essentially, I think they did like 6 episodes.
Is Johnny really fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like he's going to be fit.
Johnny, just from Johnny.
No, it's also he went on the reality TV show, now he's in finance. Like, he just sounds like
He's
a
very
lovely bit of kid.
charismatic. He's very charismatic. Yeah.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met. And he did stand up for a while, but he just never really committed to it.
It's not the name Johnny though, is it? It's more Johnny sounds fit. Like he got picked for a thing called Party House and reality TV, and now he works. He's not like, I got a tutu from Hope. Like, yeah, I get it. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's the after things. It's not just the Johnny. Can I see a picture?
Of Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
To really help me visualize this story.
It's got a screensaver.
He doesn't actually look totally dissimilar to Alfie Brown, who is my current screensaver.
Right. Are we dropping it in?
There are no pictures on Google of Jonathan.
I've got one here.
There's old American men, but that does not who he is.
I mean, this isn't the most flattering picture, but he's just a guy with a bit of nice hair and a beard, and his ear isn't as weird as it looks in that picture. I feel like I'm trying to sell him to you.
He looks like a French artist. He's not the hipster.
Jean Schumacher.
Oh, Jean Schumacher.
I feel like he could kind of be like a substitute teacher who would come into your school and all the girls would fancy him, but it would be like a CLS thing, circumstantial lowering of standards. I wouldn't fancy him in a bar.
Wouldn't fancy him in a bar.
No.
But if he was giving you homework, you'd be like, how weird.
Johnny, and then in a bar. How weird.
Is that a thing? Yes, CLS. I've never heard that term.
Circumstantial lowering of standards. Happens all the time, man.
I'm attracted to power.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Will you just stand for council and suck off a Lib Dem? For God's sake. You and power, man.
He's obsessed with powerful women.
Powerful women?
That's what he finds attractive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like
He's
Vicky Pattison that.
Yeah, no, not evil
I'm
women.
telling you, I fancy fancy Prissy Patel more than I would if she worked in like the pound. That's a lie, actually. The pasty woman's powerful as well. Do you know what I mean? She can give you 2 for 1s and that. But like, I am more attracted to Prissy Patel, the Home Secretary, than I am Prissy Patel, the lorry driver.
Got to have a lot of power, and also there's been an HGV driver shortage.
She could kill
mainly
him.
because of Prissy Patel. Fucking horrible cunt.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, power is. I will die on this hill on every episode it gets brought up. Power is attractive.
You've never met a hill you wouldn't die on, though. You haven't. Like, there is. We're back to the thing. You can't have a Angela Merkel wank. It's just.
Would you shag Margaret Thatcher, or would you have shagged her?
I mean,
I nearly said something that even I would have recoiled at.
She fucked your whole city, so would you?
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But again, I would be more likely to shag Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister. Oh my God!
Delivered in milk.
Do you not understand what I'm saying? A powerful man is attractive, surely.
I feel like, yeah, don't get me wrong, but God, they come with loads of baggage and they get right on me tits.
Yeah.
I feel like if I don't know if a powerful woman's different, But powerful men tend to come with like loads of ego and that needs stroked all the time. And like dead competitive and I haven't got enough time for you. No, powerful men quite often just
Adam,
get
are you?
I don't think we'd get on.
You just described it.
Oh shit!
I'm a powerful man with an ego, and yeah.
That was so good. That was almost like we scripted it.
And he's called Adam.
Yeah, so party house.
I think the CLS thing is, circumstantial lowering standards is a great theory. Where I think is absolutely right. If you're on a night out and the general standard is lower, everyone's standard lowers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you're in a fucking holiday home and there's no one else there, do you know what I mean? It does. All of a sudden.
Yep.
So in holiday home, I picture like
Kids.
you there with your aunties and that. Like,
If there's only aunties, you've got to fuck one of them. Is that what you're saying? Linda?
funny. Funny.
That was funny, Dan.
I've never seen Anna do that. Funny.
Party house.
Party house. I think they did 6 episodes, and each episode was like a different story. And they were presenting it as like, oh, Johnny's sort of into these 2 girls and whatever, and what's gone on. And at the time, I was a bit naive towards reality TV, and I was like, so when I seen Johnny afterwards and stayed with him, I was like, it's mad that you were having that, and they filmed it all at the right time. And he was like, no, what actually happened was they found us as a group of mates, and they were like, is there any stories from your life that we could portray like this? And essentially what we seen in Party House had happened a year before.
All right.
So that's sort of how they approached it. And a lot of our listeners today, we put a feeler out to be like, Vicky's coming in. Have you got any questions? Because you're the first person from reality TV that we've had in the studio.
Yep.
And they wanted to know, how much is it nudged and how much is it
Genuinely authentic. So I can only speak for like the ones I've done. And fair enough, there have been a few, but I don't know, like in your Towies and your Made in Chelsea's and stuff.
They're way more manufactured,
Yeah,
aren't they?
I kind of like, I was
The bar
implying
scenes.
that. Oh, fuck me. Like, I never run into anyone walking down the street ever. And Made in Chelsea, you kind of gone anywhere without running into some cunt. Can you?
Jasper! Every fucking...
Epiphany. So no, I think,
Do you remember Desperate Scouse Wives?
yes.
Well, I was the bartender in one of them scenes, and there was 2 people who were dating, and they met at the bar. As in, they walked in and went, oh, hi, Adam. It was Layla and another one. But they were having a big relationship issue, but they just met.
Park the 4x4. You winning an episode of reality TV.
Yeah, in Zelix.
I
I thought you knew that.
I really liked that show.
Did you?
Putting that out there, and I feel like they missed a trick not making more of it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Liverpool's are very, like, Geordie's very parochial, and like they get behind their own. That would have absolutely been massive. I think.
Also, it's good wordplay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Desperate Scouse
Oh, I
Wives was
liked
good.
that.
But I think
Yeah.
it got sort of a slagging from within Liverpool, because I think a lot of Scousers were like, we don't want to be represented by the stories that were in like episode 1. People were like, this is what people think we are, and we don't want. We're not.
And they weren't really Scousers, were they? It
No,
wasn't
they were from
the-
round here.
Wasn't
Wasn't
the
that Layla Irish?
Yeah. It wasn't like
fan.
local Scousers. Like, whereas Geordie shows local Geordies.
I see.
That's
a
food from
common-
Teesside, though.
That's a common misconception.
Oh, really?
So I was the only real Geordie there.
Chris Ramsey used to do a joke about it, that like a chunk of the girls were from South Shields, and he refuses to believe that Newcastle are having to outsource their slags. That was one of his jokes for a while. That's literally what one of
I
his...
fucking liked Chris Ramsey as well. What an asshole. His bird's funnier than him anyway.
Clip.
Big shout out, Rosie, who we'll never work with. See you on tour, Chris.
Chris
So-
knows, I think that.
The shows you did, so
Yeah.
we're talking Geordie Shore and I'm a Celeb,
X on the Beach.
X on the Beach. They were a lot less nudged.
So yeah, basically the reason I think that is because we had, so if you put a group of people who've got strong personalities into a house and film them 24 hours a day, like there is, and you give them quite a lot of alcohol, there's going to be drama.
Yeah.
So it's easier, you know, like things like Made in Chelsea and Towie, they were having to kind of like catch up with their everyday lives, and they would miss stuff that when it wasn't on camera. But if you're filming 24 hours a day, you don't miss stuff.
Yeah.
So ours was, and I'd love to go, God, yeah, I got made to do that, and I got made to kiss him, and I got made to say that, but I didn't. It happened, for quite a lot of it. And there was a little bit of manipulation. And elements of it were contrived, but no, predominantly we were just a group of very young, quite impressionable, excited people who were drunk a lot. And of course, you're going to kiss people you shouldn't, and you're going to row and all the rest of it. So as the series drew on, and we'd known each other longer and there was less organic fireworks and fun, yes, slightly more nudging was needed. But in the early days, God, honestly, yeah, it was.
So you and OG, you're absolute OG Geordie Shore. So did they bring...
First person ever to walk into the house,
Right.
I don't know why I'm weirdly proud of that. I have won the jungle as well. That's something more to be proud of.
That must have been amazing. Because as much as we all like to pretend, and your Instagram's great for this. So we've followed each other on Instagram since we did another podcast together. And your Instagram is a really good, honest reflection of what social media is, where you're like, here's the picture that I really like of myself. And here's also what I look like on the same day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still taking the pictures and editing them, because we want the likes, we want the comments, and we want that stuff. And surely the ultimate version of social media, we all like you, is the entire nation voting for you to win the biggest show on British telly.
It was very validating. Yeah, no, I think we all watch it, don't we? Even if you don't watch it religiously, it's such a big British institution in terms of TV. And yeah, it's just, honestly, lads, it was just fucking class. I remember wanting to do it for years, but wouldn't consider touching anyone from Geordie Shore, and eventually I think they just expanded their horizons a bit, and we wore them down. And I met with them and answered all the questions. And when you smash an interview and you just think, when you walk out, you can sort of think to yourself, if you don't want me after that, then you don't want Vicky Pattison, and that's okay. But I couldn't have done any better of a job of representing myself. And when they rang, I was so happy. And I honestly just thought, I'll be straight out. No one's going to like me, and I get it, and everyone's going to think I'm something I'm not. And honestly, within the first 24 hours, I was the favourite to win. And I stayed that way the whole way through. And I just had the nicest, more than that, I just had the nicest time. Everyone was lovely. And even when people were rowing, I was like, fucking hell. What?
When you said the word lovely then, you went dead scouse.
Yeah.
Everyone was lovely. That was really strange.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that then?
Yeah.
Must just be the influence.
Yeah, I couldn't let that slide.
Could you see people struggling to be, because you were just yourself?
Yeah.
Did you find it easy to just, I suppose Geordie Shore must have helped there, because you've got famous just being yourself and going out, being drunk, and then just letting it all ride. Was that easy when it got to the jungle?
So I think that's why, yes, exactly. That's a great observation. Loads, I think that's why they've pulled away from reality TV stars on these type of shows, because we've been training for it, for ages. We are just ourselves. But actors and sports stars and people like that, they've probably been trying to put their best foot forward always, or playing someone else.
Yeah.
So when they're told to just strip it all back and just be them, potentially they're not that interesting, or
they're a dick.
Yeah, maybe, or they just aren't that entertaining. So it's a tough one.
Goony. You're like, what? It's not even that they're offensive sometimes, but you're like, why is Amir Khan coming off as a goon? I quite like him, but you're just watching it going, God, just hard to watch. Just really not relaxed in his own sort of.
But they're also never going to win a show like that. I think that's probably why you've won, is you can tell from 30 seconds of you being in this room that there's no second Vicky Pattison. Do you know what I mean? And people want genuine. And even if you get wound up on I'm a Celeb, but the public can be like, oh yeah, I'd be fuming with that. It's when you're being a dick and you're being like, oh, I know everyone else has done all the stars, but I'm not fucking eating a squirrel's arsehole, so everyone can just have beans.
Squirrel in the jungle.
Where is your jungle?
The old
Delamere Forest.
Which is actually not that far from where I'm a Celebrity is now.
Yeah. Did you do any trials?
Yeah, I did loads. I did the most my year.
Wow. What was your favourite one?
So I drank blended camel penis. called Schlong Island iced tea.
Nice.
We can save that. The password on a shot.
Yeah. We're thinking about opening a cocktail bar that will get shut down instantly. But we're leading with that.
That will do well.
Yeah.
Very grainy.
Schlong Island iced tea.
Yeah, but that was quite easy. And then like I did some really fun.
Quite easy.
Oh mate, I've had fucking worse things in my mouth.
Pour exemple.
You've all seen Geordie Shore. So no, we just had, and then what else? There was really fun ones. I think there's this one. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Fine, don't worry.
Should I move your
Keep
mic?
going.
It's fine.
Good.
Carl's very precious about where his mic is.
It's fine.
So there's this big one that was like a giant advent calendar, and I think I liked this one so much because it was like a real personal win, and like they told us beforehand they were like, it's 50 degrees today, like don't even try and get all them stars. And it was 9, I think there was 9 of us left, and it was like a red rag to a bull, that, because I just remember thinking like, don't fucking tell me what to do. Like, I'm here to win this. Like, I'm here to change everyone's perceptions of me, prove I'm strong and brave and a team player and everything. Like, I'm getting them 9 stars. And like slipping along the wooden slats, like I literally got like burns because I was going so fast and they were so fucking hot. But I got the 9 stars. And like, I just remember feeling afterwards like, well, yes, it was a bit motivated out of spite. I remember thinking, ha! But also I just remember thinking like, fucking hell, no one thought I could do that, and I did it. And I think that's what the jungle is. Like challenging people's perceptions of you, and also like proving to yourself you're capable. For so long, like I believed all the things everyone said about us on Geordie Shore, that I was a slag. Or like that I was like, you know, a scumbag or a monster or a drunk, or I was portraying the whole region badly. But I got that moment on I'm a Celeb to change people's opinions, and I think that's why it was special.
I get that when I get up before 9 a.m. That exact same feeling you've just been describing. If I get up at like 9:15, I'm like, do you know what? No one thought I could do that.
This is my whole region.
When do you ever get up at 9:15? Except for a plane or a
Tuesday in
train.
April last year.